Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we're going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar. So with that being said, let's dive on in. So one of the big things that we were really kind of addressing back in 2021 was the possibility of Amazon using Hedera. When we really look at Hedera today, that idea still remains. We're going to talk about it, we're going to address it, but first and foremost, we're going to also talk about some pretty big updates that have happened around Hedera. And one thing that I have been putting a spotlight on is the daily updates that we are seeing from the Hedera team. I mean, it's crazy at this point to have this much substance behind something like Hedera and Hbar to not be in the top 10, top 15. This is the number one reason why I keep saying, like, if you are holding Hbar, if you are an Hbar holder, focus on the substance behind the hype. There is far too many projects in this space that have all this hype and nothing to show for it. I'm not going to name names, but there's a significant project in the top 10 that was a massive winner during 2020 into 2021 that people still talk about every single day, and they were calling it the Ethereum competitor back in 2021, and there's not a lot of substance behind it. In fact, a lot of the things that this project was supposedly doing, Hedera is actually doing. It's just kind of comical. And by the way, the founder of this project was also down talking Hedera before eventually, and it happened just in the last couple months, talking about how Hedera has now changed the game. So you can kind of see how things are headed. But regardless of that, we are starting to see a lot of updates from the Hedera team that are ultimately creating value and volume for Hedera, and in my opinion will bring a ton of users to Hedera as well. So let's dive on in. Let's talk about it. So number one, we're excited to announce that we've joined forces with Dropper_IO and Neo Tokyo Code, the Web3 industry's largest cohort of gaming founders and investors, to further drive AAA GameFi development on Hedera. Now, this is something that I've actually been focused on, right? Is gaming within the Web3 world. It's been trash. If I'm completely being honest with you guys, I think every single gaming project in this space that has a game tied to it, most of them, a very large percentage of them, are overvalued. Why? Because it looks as though a child is making these games. They are terrible in terms of the quality. But this is something that I'm actually very excited about, because a lot of the games tied to this name are actually pretty high quality. And the artwork behind them is also very high quality. So I'm very excited for this. And by the way, Hedera is not shy to the gaming world. They have a lot of partnerships with some very large players out there. And I'm very excited for gaming on Hedera as well. And I think that this is another great narrative to focus on as we do kind of inch closer to alt season, because we've been talking about AI, we've been talking about real world asset tokenization, and all of those are great, especially even DeepIn. But GameFi is one where the retail sector really loves, right? Like that's the big focus from the retail side is, retail driven use cases that they could actually tap into and just really kind of eat up. And GameFi, it's definitely one. But regardless, we have, through this collaboration, Dropper plans to bring AAA quality games, millions of supporters, and new liquidity to the Hedera ecosystem via one, a Web3 gaming infrastructure that simplifies back-end technical requirements, two, access to new streams of non-dilutionary funding, and also three, support from Neo Tokyo Code and the Hbar Foundation. So this is great, and I'm sure that a lot of those Hbar holders out there that are watching closely are very excited about number two, because we are tired of dilution of the token for funding. We are done with it. We are over it. And ultimately speaking, I think that I speak for everyone when I say we've been kind of pissed off about the dilution, but we really just want to see the 50 billion Hbar be fully released and already out there so that we never have to worry about these token unlocks ever again. And the faster that we get to that point, the better. So I'm actually very excited about that 4 billion Hbar token unlock. The problem is that it's not going to get unlocked all at once. It's going to happen over time. So we're not actually seeing the dilution of Hbar all in one go. It's going to happen over time, and the inflation on it's actually going to drop significantly. So if you are an Hbar holder, that actually should excite you, because we don't want to see that dilution at this point in time in the market, because we actually want to let Hbar breathe fully and really start to see it rise. But regardless of that, we also saw a pretty big update as well from Hedera, which was a new GC member, and that was actually BitGo. So we are excited to announce that leading digital asset trust and security company BitGo has joined the Hedera Council, bringing with it over a decade of experience in Web3 to support innovations and invest in the future success of the Hedera network. With over 1,500 institutional clients globally across 50 nations, BitGo's customers include Fortune 100 brands, over 200 crypto exchanges, governments, hedge funds, asset managers, venture capital firms, market makers, pension funds, and ultra-high net worth individuals. We see significant future product opportunities in the context of real-world asset tokenization, settlement, and payment verticals with Hedera. This is a huge move for Hedera. We have down here at the end, we look forward to seeing how this new partnership with BitGo brings value to the Hedera ecosystem and Web3 as a whole through our collaborative and continuing effort to deliver real-world value to users, enterprises, and institutions using DLT. And, I feel as though Hedera has always been looked at as the enterprise star child, but I really think that Hedera is starting to lead the path in terms of institutional focus as well. So I'm very excited about this. Listen, we have been addressing Hedera for a very, very long time on the channel. It's been over 3 years of videos talking about Hedera, talking about what Hbar could possibly become. And I feel as though now, more than ever before, all of that is coming true. We're starting to see Hbar lead the way, and I'm very excited about that. But now, let's talk about something very interesting, and that is Amazon using Hedera. Will they do that? Well, let's talk about it. So Neuron World, guys, this is my favorite use case on Hedera. Why? Because everyone's so excited about the 40 billion transactions that have happened on Hedera, right? Yeah, I think that Neuron could hit that day one on launch. Things are still in process, right? But this is a project that, in my opinion, could ultimately bring trillions of transactions to Hedera. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, but over time, I really think that Neuron is going to be one of the biggest projects on Hedera. We have thrilled to announce a recent contract award from Milton Keynes City Council to extend Neuron flight tracking sensor network across their city into some drone-in-a-box systems and into their smart city labs as well. The council and smart city lab were also very excited about exploring other use cases in the kickoff meeting yesterday. They told us that they have access to the city's IoT sensors, delivery robots, self-driving vehicles, and EV chargers, the perfect proving ground for Neuron tech. This is a huge move. This is a massive move, and I'm very excited about this. And we have over here, Neuron secures Milton Keynes Council contract to expand cutting-edge aircraft tracking network for urban drone integration. And we have a full breakdown of it. This initiative aims to enable a variety of beyond visual line of sight drone applications, including public infrastructure inspections and medical drone deliveries. We have down here leading innovation in airspace integration for drones. Milton Keynes Council is already acknowledged as one of the UK's leading councils for innovation. And by the way, if you guys did miss it, here we have over here, Hedera Hashgraph Hbar forms partnership with the UK government to build air traffic control infrastructure. And this is, of course, with Neuron. It's a big one. And this was actually a huge move. And this actually happened back in 2022, January 11th of 2022. And we have until now, drones have had limited benefit for governments and private enterprises because they could not be flown safely out of line of sight and therefore could not be used for long distance deliveries, transport, or inspections. Guess what? Hedera is actually the infrastructure that's allowing this to become a reality. In fact, Hedera is the only one that is capable of handling this scale of something like this. And when I hear that, all I think about is the fact that one node on Hedera can accomplish 500,000 TPS. So think about the amount of scale that could happen on Hedera. But beyond that, this is regarding the Smart City Lab. It was developed as a testbed for future smart technologies with successes such as the city's autonomous delivery robots and self-driving passenger shuttles. With this project, Milwaukee City is now poised to continue its work leading innovation in airspace integration for drones. Now, what gets me very excited about this is the fact that this unlocks a ton of potential. We're talking about delivering healthcare supplies. We're talking about delivering packages. And when I hear that, the number one thing that I think about is this. This happened in October of 2023. Amazon to relaunch delivery drones in the UK next year. Guess what? Neuron is now securing these major contracts, and they already forged a partnership with the UK government to build air traffic control infrastructure. And if we're talking about Amazon having drone deliveries, now things are getting a little bit more interesting. And also remember, right? Big shout out to Hbar to the Moon. We have back here in September. This is from Avery Dennison. We're working with Amazon to enable first of its kind just walkout technology with RFID. Customers grab their gear and go with Avery Dennison. Tags, read, and payment deducted upon exit. A true game changer for frictionless shopping. We have Avery Dennison has partnered with Amazon for seamless purchase experience using RFID technology. All these products could potentially be tracked by Atma.io, which is built by Avery Dennison on Hedera to provide end-to-end product lifecycle information. So there's a lot of opportunity here for Amazon to actually tap into Hedera and be exposed to it. But the Amazon deliveries by drones is what gets me very, very excited. And this is why I've been focused on Neuron, because, you know, if we're talking about all of these transactions, think about how much scale there could be here by Neuron on, and this is one use case, by the way. Think about how crazy this could get. Here we have a few use cases, right? So first, this is drone tracking. We can actually see the flight tracking sensors, which this is a live use case. This is actually the video. It's a 27-second long clip. We also have future services to include physical resources, including environmental, wireless communication, geospatial, mobility and energy services, digital resources, including data storage, indexing, video streaming, machine learning, and VPN services, and then human resources, including ride sharing, food delivery, home cleaning, and web and media services. A lot of these are huge opportunities. Now, again, when we really talk about the drone services, I mean, I hate to be that guy and say like, hey, this is going to replace jobs, but it really will. Like when we're talking about food delivery, right? I know there's a lot of people out there that are probably like, I don't want some stranger picking up my food, touching my food, having their hands possibly touch my food. They don't want that. So imagine if a drone could deliver food to your house. Imagine if a drone could deliver your mail to your house. This is the endless possibilities that could happen by having Neuron, which is built on Hedera, become massively adopted in some of these areas where now we're starting to see big moves being made by companies like Amazon. Now, could Hedera be tied to this? Yes, it can. Is it going to? Is it confirmed? Not exactly, but I do think that this could get very interesting very fast once we really start to see Neuron kick it up a notch and become adopted. And so far, they've been killing it. They've been one that I've been focused on for a very long time. And if you're not already following them, I think that every single Hbar holder should be following Neuron_world over on X. I mean, it's crazy, but they only have 2.5K followers and they're making massive moves for the entire Hedera ecosystem. So definitely watch this project. And by the way, focus on these moves being made by the Hbar Foundation and Hedera every single day. I mean, it's absolutely crazy, but this is what a top 10 project looks like every single day. There is update after update after update after update. And a lot of people think that this is just noise, that it's not, filled with any substance. Guys, a lot of these moves being made, they are completely filled with substance, especially even the BitGo announcement. Definitely focus on what Hedera is doing. If you're not focused on what Hedera is doing, I really do feel bad for you because you're missing out on a massive opportunity. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.